So nice to see you again. My name is Claude. This is Corey.
Kids.
This is JP, and that is Jacques. And today's a special. Corey,
Yeah?
why are you wearing your safari hat? We're not going on safari.
We're not?
Today is a story day, and guess what story we're going to be telling today? It's David and Goliath.
What?
Okay, JP and Jacques. Now, I see you've got your favorite stuffed animals. Are you ready for the story? Okay, this is a story about David and Goliath. Now, Goliath was an experienced warrior. He was a gigantic gladiator. He had amazing armor that you could not pierce. Goliath was over 9 feet tall. Do you know how tall 9 feet is?
Wow.
Kids, how would you feel if you had to fight a giant? Very scared because he's so big. Now, on the other side of the army was a shepherd boy. His name was David. Tell me, kids, what does a shepherd boy... What does a shepherd boy do?
Takes care of sheep.
Yes, a shepherd takes care of sheep. He wasn't a warrior. He just looked after sheep in the fields. David didn't have a sword or armor like Goliath. All he had was a sling. Do you know what a sling is?
Yeah.
A sling has a leather pouch where you put a stone in. The sling is swung around and around, and one end is let go to throw the stone. A stone can be slung 400 meters away at a speed of 100 miles per hour. That's 160 kilometers an hour. That's as fast as a race car.
So before we find out who actually won the battle, I want to ask you kids something at home. Can you think of some problem or something that is so big it's like a giant and that everybody is so scared of it? I'm sure that something in your life is something like that. Something so scary that you can't even think of the solution. But do you know that as a child of God, you can always pray to God and He is bigger than any problems? Now, just think about it, Corey. Right now, there's the coronavirus, and it's so big and it's such a big problem. Nobody has a solution to it, and people are scared. But you know what, Corey?
Yeah, Claude.
People shouldn't be scared because God is in control. He's even bigger than the coronavirus.
He sure
You
is.
see, Corey, that's something that David knew. David knew that his God was bigger than Goliath and the Philistine army. And you know what? David's God is also our God.
What?
It's the same God. We believe in the same God, and we know that He is bigger than any problems that you have today, and any problems that you'll have in your future, even when you get big. Nothing is too great and too much of a problem for God. Okay, Claude, let's get back to the story. I want to know what happens to David and Goliath. Okay, children, let's tell the story. Now, you can find the story in the Bible in 1 Samuel 17. Now, King Saul went to war against the Philistine army. One of the Philistine army warriors was Goliath. And Goliath was 9 feet tall. You know how tall that is? It's way up there. Every day for 40 days, Goliath shouted for someone to come and fight him. He was taunting King Saul's army. King Saul and his army did nothing. They were very afraid. Jesse's son David was a shepherd boy and came to visit his brothers. They were soldiers in King Saul's army. David went to go see his brothers, and as soon as he got there, he heard Goliath making fun of King Saul's army. Goliath was like a bully. David said, "Who is this man? Why is he saying these things about God's people?" David wasn't scared. "I will fight this giant," he told King Saul. All David had to fight with was a slingshot. Goliath had a big, sharp spear and a full set of armor. "God will help me," David said. He knew that he could not lose. David had faith, and he believed in his God. King Saul's soldiers watched as little David marched away. He stopped and picked up 5 smooth stones for his slingshot. Goliath saw him coming, and he must have laughed and laughed to see such a small shepherd boy with only 5 stones. "Come on, child, I will feed you to the birds," Goliath shouted. "I'm not scared of you. God will help me win," David called back. "This battle is the Lord's." He put a stone in his slingshot, and he swung it around and around and around, and then he let it go, and the stone flew with such a speed. And the stone hit Goliath right between the eyes. The big giant crashed to the ground. Because David trusted God, God helped David win. King Saul's soldiers cheered and cheered, and the Philistine army ran away.
Hey kids, I've got a song about David and Goliath that I'd like to teach you. Come and sing along with me by following the words on the screen. Okay, okay, let's get going.
Only a boy named David, only a little sling. Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing. Only a boy named David, only a rippling brook. Only a boy named David, but 5 little stones he took. And 1 little stone went into the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And 1 little prayer went up to God. And the giant came tumbling down. Corey, guess what? We've even got something for our friends at home. Guys, I'm leaving a link down below in the description box with a printable, a coloring in page of David and Goliath and some activities. So just click on that link and you're going to be able to download it and print it. Get your parents to help you. It's going to be super, super fun.
Hey kids, thanks for watching today's video. Join us next week for another video where we're going to tell a story about Daniel in the lion's den. Have you ever heard of Daniel? Well, he wasn't scared of lions.
Would you like to be an explorer? Well, hit that subscribe button. That's the red button down below. Or the round yellow button with my face on it. And you can be an explorer just like JP and Claude and join us on our next expedition. Hey kids, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.